Hello aspirants, I welcome you all to a daily newspaper analysis of Shankar IAS Academy. Today's date is 16th of March 2025. Displayed here are the list of articles that we are going to discuss today. In this first article, we will be discussing about certain recommendations that has been given by MSMEs to RBI in order to relax the regulations when it comes to e-commerce exports. In the second article, we will be discussing about artificial intelligence based pollution sensor. Third article, we will be seeing about a recent study regarding blue collar jobs when it comes to women and their participation. And finally, we shall see about the basics of Kuki tribes. So without any delay, let us get into the article discussion. Now look at this news article. This news article talks about MSME. MSME can be expanded as micro, small and medium enterprises. Now currently it is in news because it has asked the RBI to make certain changes when it comes to e-commerce exports. So from Prelims perspective, we shall see what are all the recommendations that has been given to RBI and we shall see the basics of MSME. So before that, we shall start with what is this Export Data Processing and Monitoring System, in short called as EDPMS. So this is actually a system or a website that has been built by RBI. The main purpose of this particular site is to track the exports by linking customs, banks and the stakeholders. So it acts like a single window that connects all the stakeholders when it comes to an export. So this will bring in a lot of transparency as well as regulatory compliance, but there is a very particular issue when it comes to the system, which is automated data matching. So let me explain what is this. This actually matches shipping bill with remittances. So remittances is nothing but the payment done by the customer. So if you are, imagine you are a vendor and you are exporting a particular product, so you will be providing a bill, right? And this bill will be received by the customer and the customer will provide you a payment. So both these bills should actually match. But in the recent times, a lot of e-commerce sites are there like Amazon and etc. So they are also undertaking a lot of international shipments. What happens is while processing the ship or matching the shipment, these Amazon and a lot of e-commerce sites, what they do is they take their commission. So here the bill will be mismatched, right? So the bill provided by them and the payment provided by them by the customer will be mismatching, right? So this mismatchment is actually delaying the process. So this is why the MSMEs, they have asked for reforms when it comes to e-commerce exports. So we can tell that this particular system is bringing real-time tracking and fast climbing process. However, this automated data matching is actually delaying the thing. So we can tell that apart from this particular system, it prevents fund diversion as well as enhance trade regulation monitoring. So these are all certain advantages when it comes to EDPMS and certain disadvantages when it comes to EDPMS. Now moving on, we shall see about MSMEs. MSMEs are the building blocks of our economy, as I said earlier. So these medium, small scale and medium enterprises are actually governed by Ministry of MSME. This was found very recently in 2007. And when we talk about the current status, currently 5.70 crore of MSME has been registered, and this has been registered under Udyam portal and Udyam assisted platform. So there are 24.14 crore people has been employed when it comes to this MSMEs. Here there has been revised in 2025 budget, their investment limit has been revised. So you can just go through it. It is a very important thing. It can be even asked in your prelims. 2 years back, this question was actually in prelims. So since the union budget has revised the terms, it might be in prelims this year or next year. So just quickly go through it. So micro enterprises or enterprises that have the current investment limit of 1.1 crore rupees, currently it has shifted to 2.5 crore rupees, and the upper limit or the turnover is 5 crore, and currently it is replaced to 10 crore. So similarly, the small enterprises, their investment will be 10 crore priorly, now it is 25 crores, and the output or the turnover limit is 50 crores priorly, and now it is 100 crores. And when it comes to medium enterprises, it is 50 crores priorly, now 125 crores, and 250 crores priorly, and now 500 crores. So remember all these, very very important. Now moving on, we shall see about the key recommendations. See, the first important thing is automated reconciliation system. So what is this automated reconciliation system is? The MSMEs, they have asked the RBI to develop AI based system and this AI based system or the algorithm should enable the system to function with ease. Mismatches, when AI is included, this mismatches will be actually processed very easily. So there is a lot of difference between automated and AI. So when automated is there, the inputs should be accurate, but when it comes to AI, it can adjust itself and it can identify the mismatch based on the intelligence it has. So when we build an AI based on the algorithm, it will reduce the mismatch happening, and it will speed up the process. And thirdly, the cost involved will be reduced. So this will allow bulk uploads for faster processing. So this is the first recommendation. Secondly, simplified compliance for small exporters. See, there are a lot of businesses, very small exporters, they are also taking part in exports. So in order to encourage them, we have to regularize or we have to relax the terms. Currently, if you're shipping even one product, you have to comply with the big competitors. So the compliance process is similar to the big competitors. So instead of that, we can bring in a small relaxation. For example, we can remove CA certificate requirement for MSME with a turnover lesser than 5 crore. So this can be replaced with self declaration. See, what happens is, while you're exporting, you have to provide with the CA certificate, which is obtaining it is very costly, and this can be relaxed for the small exporters. Thirdly, we can bring in digital verification system. This can be done by linking bank accounts to an automated verification system. So instead of cross checking manually, as well as instead of cross checking by an automated thing, we can link banks. This is the third important recommendation. And finally, they talked about digital dispute resolution portal, and this is an online system for fast issue resolution within 7 days. So they are talking about the grievance redressal, and this can be done through online itself. So they have asked for development for redressal portal as well. So these are all certain important facts that you have to remember from the prelims perspective. Now I have a prelims question for you. Which organization developed the export data processing and monitoring system, EDPMS? So the correct answer here is option C, RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So with these learned points, now let us move on to the next news article discussion. Now look at this news article. This news article talks about an artificial intelligence and how it is making air pollution sensor more accurate and affordable. So we shall decode this article from prelims perspective one by one. Before that, let us quickly go through what is the status of air pollution. See, when it comes to India, literally 7 million deaths annually is happening due to air pollution, and globally it is the second leading cause of death. Literally 8.1 million per year deaths is happening due to air pollution, and 99% of the population which is living in the world is actually breathing air that exceeds World Health Organization's limit. The certain major pollutants include PM 2.5, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozone, and as well as SO2. And the fossil fuel burning is the biggest contributor when it comes to air pollution. Now moving on, we shall see about the AI driven roaming sensor. See, this is actually a small device. So it will be as thick and thin as a mobile phone, and it will be mounted on all the buses, vehicles, including van and garbage trucks. So they will be measure this sensor when it is mounted on them. It will be measuring certain pollutants, which includes soot, which is particulate matter, then the carbon monoxide, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, as well as sulfur dioxide. So what are all the advantages of this particular AI sensor? First thing is affordability. So instead of building a very big regional based sensors, and even building that will provide us very low accuracy, but when each vehicle has this, we can have ultimate accurate data when it comes to air pollution, and we can it is a very affordable option as well. Secondly, real-time data collection as well as mapping. This can be done through AI, and it helps in identifying pollution sources, and it will help us to make informed decision making. Then it guides people to safer routes. For example, people going jogging, and even parents who are going on walking, they can take routes that are not pollutant. So that way it helps in bringing in a lot of security. Then it supports emergency response planning, and there are certain legal perspectives. For example, the right to clean air is actually a fundamental right in our country under Article 21 of Indian Constitution, and this thing supports the legal perspective. Now, based on this discussion, I have a prelims question for you. Which of the following pollutants is not monitored by AI based pollution sensor? The correct answer for this particular question is option C, methane, except that all other are correct. So with these learned points, now let us move on to the next news article discussion. Now look at this article. We all know about the conflict between the Kuki tribes and the Métis, and currently, after a long time, they have let the people out, and this has actually led to another violent incident where the Javans has been attacked by the Kuki people. So that is why it has been made news again. And from prelims perspective, we have to learn about Kuki tribes, and that is why we have chosen this article. So let us quickly go through the Kuki tribes basics. So they are actually an ethnic group including multiple tribes. They are primarily found in the northeastern states like Manipur, Mizoram, Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, and Nagaland. And they are also present in Myanmar and Bangladesh. So we have inter as well as intra-cultural connectivity. And talking about the ethnic and the historical background, they are part of Kuki, Zomi, Mizo, Chin ethnic group, and they migrated from Inner Asia or the mainland China, and they are native to Mizo Hills, which is formerly known as Lushai Hill in Mizoram. Now, moving on, talking about their colonial classification, the term Kuki was assigned under the British rule and further divided into Old Kuki as well as New Kuki during that time. They engaged in very particular thing called the jump or the shifting cultivation. For those who don't know, shifting cultivation is nothing but it is actually practiced by the primitive tribes. They will be choosing a particular land in forest. They will be clearing the land entirely through fire. So once this land is fully fired down, the fire itself has taken place because the ashes will contain the required nutrients for the plants that has been cultivated to grow. So that is why the tree is not cut down, cleared through cut down, but they are burnt. So the on that ashes, the crops will be grown, and once the nutrients of the particular patch gets done, they will be moving to another patch. So this is how the jump cultivation, especially the primitive tribes, they take. And around the world there is this practice, and in India itself they have different names, and around the world also there are different names. So the very big advantage when it comes to this jump cultivation is this: the tribe will be expanding through forested tracts very easily. Now moving on, talking about the religion and the social structure, they usually or they majoritarily follow the Christianity, and they have rich cultural institutions. For example, the Swam, which is a boys community center, as well as Luam, which is the youth club for social bonding as well as skills. Moving on, we have a prelims practice question based on the article we have discussed. What is the traditional farming practice followed by the Kuki tribes? Here the correct answer for the question is option B, jump cultivation. So with these learned points, now let us move on to the next news article discussion. Now look at this news article. Recently, a job matching and hiring platform, it has conducted a study, and it states that 1 in 5 blue collar jobs is taken up by women. So what are all the important key facts highlighted in the article? Let us see them one by one. So let's start with what is this blue collar job. See, blue collar job are people who engage in manual labor, which varies from different industries, which includes manufacturing, construction, even agriculture and maintenance. Now talking about the industries, specifically, it includes automobile, BFSI, then e-commerce, travel and hospitality, then FMCG, which is fast moving goods, then manufacturing, and certain cities it has been included. The study has included, which includes Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Chhattisgarh, Delhi NCR, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai and Pune. See, these details is not required. However, you can use this data in your mains answer. Now moving on, we shall see about the key findings of the report. Literally 73 of the employers hired women for blue collar roles in 2024, and the women's participation has remained only 20% across India. And the top industries for women include retail, then comes the healthcare, then construction, then the travel and hospitality. Then the industries with lowest participation includes telecommunication, BFSI, IT, and information technology. Here there is only below 10% of participation when it comes to women leading. Moving on, talking about the hiring trend, 78% of employees plan to hire more women in 2025, and there is stronger demand in retail, healthcare, and pharma and e-commerce. Now, all these data you can make a note of it and you can use it in your mains. And let us quickly go through what are all the challenges when it comes to women participation in this blue collar job. See, the first thing is rigid work schedule. So there is a lack of flexible shifts. When it comes to women, they have to take care of their family as well. So the work life balance is hitting. So when there is no flexible shifts when it comes to women, then there is a very big concern. Secondly, wage inequality. A lot of women even today, they are getting less paid than their male counterpart. Thirdly, lack of upskilling opportunities. See, there are a lot of government schemes that provide upskilling. Recently also saw a scheme. So very recently also we saw about a particular upskilling and a skill development scheme by our central government, which is named as PM Daksh. So people are lacking awareness about schemes like this. So this leads to not being aware of the scheme and not being accessible to that particular scheme, and the lack of opportunities as well. Literally 42% of women, they reported a wage gap between the male and the female, and over 50% feel their wage do not reflect their work, and many women want upskilling but access is limited. Now, so these are all very important facts that you have to remember from this particular article. So with this, we came to the end of the news article discussion. If you like the video, hit like, do comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Now, thank you so much for listening.